Now
Now
recording.
recording.
Yeah, I gotta we both do that. What this should do, now that I've added the bot in here, it should pick up on Craig's end as well. So this, like, the boom sound effect should come in the recording itself. So that should ease up the amount of editing I need to do. So that's good. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, hang on, let me just get my topics here. All right, three, two. Wait, what episode are we on? Season 2, episode 7, right? Yeah,
Wait,
that's
let me check.
7. We're on 7 because we've done 5. 5 was the game show. 6 was the worst episode we've ever recorded in movies, and now 7 is this one.
Okay.
Okay, three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Infallible. It's season 2, episode 7, and today we've got a very special plan and a very special video idea that I've been setting up for a while. Today we're doing swapsies. I don't even have a name for that. What should we call this, actually? I didn't come up with a
Swapsies.
creative name, to be honest. I should have done that, you know.
Swapsies. I like that.
Swapsies, I guess we'll go, like with the game show, I came up with debate or deflate. This one I didn't really do anything. This is going to be swapsies. So the way this is going to work, you know what? Before I get into that, why don't we just do the small talk? I'm kind of jumping in immediately. How are you doing today,
Right.
Sona? I'm joined with Sona. I've already screwed up everything. It's been a while, okay?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good myself. How's university treating you?
It's a lot. It's not as bad as A level.
Hmm.
It's a lot of like essay writing and stuff. It's kind of long.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd put it in like mid year 12 A level for me. Not like year 13 where that was like next level. This is like mid year 12 to be honest for me.
Yeah, but it's you get to do it in your own time.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
there's not
That's what I
like,
really like. Are you in reading week right now?
no, that's next week for me.
Oh yeah, it's different for everyone. Like, I'm surprised they didn't just arrange it with half term.
What assignments have you got?
So I'm doing psychology, so you can already guess that I'm not getting much, to be honest. Right now, I've just got like three multiple choice questions per week that I've had to do, and that's it. Like I've
What
not
the
had any
heck,
essays.
man?
I've had
Have you
like
had to
no
read?
essays.
What about reading books?
Yeah, I've got a reading list. There's like a bunch of books to read in there. There's a bunch of stuff there. There's lots of, they're preparing us. Like at the end of the year, we're gonna have like a test, and then 50% of our grade's gonna be on a report as well. So those are the two things we have to do. But for like assignments, there's like
Man,
nothing.
I've got like 1,000 word essay to do, another
That's
thousand
peak.
word essay, and then a 2,500 word essay.
That's so peak. That's actually
By
peak. I'm
by
glad I'm doing
by
psychology.
next by next week Friday.
Oh, ugh, that sucks. See, this is why you were mocking me for picking psychology. Look at me. I'm having the easy
Yeah,
life now.
but there's a reason why everyone has that bloody degree, and you just explained it.
Look, man, it's okay. It doesn't. A win is a win, okay? It doesn't matter where I get there or how I get there or how much I struggle. A win is a win, okay? A degree is a degree. Anyway, um, I've seen from your messages you've been quite knackered over the
Yeah,
past
man.
few weeks. Oof.
Yeah. But I think it's still a fun degree. Quite fun still.
Oh yeah, mine's like 50% A level stuff that we've already done, and then 50% new stuff. But for now, it's really boring. Like the topics we're doing are so dead. We're doing one called learning about learning. Like what a dead topic. I don't want to learn about how we learn. Such a shit topic. Ugh. What about you? You said yours are interesting, right?
Um, yeah. But for me though, I'm not sure if you'd find it interesting. It's
Yeah. Mine are like I
a
think you'd find
mixture
them
of
interesting though. Okay.
yeah, it's a mixture of economics and politics, basically. Yeah, and philosophy
Hmm.
is like its own thing. It's like its own thing, basically. So it doesn't really integrate with the other two.
Do you do like radical philosophy?
But we haven't moved on to that, man. It's only been like a few like weeks.
Oh, nice. Do you like go in for every lecture? Like the lectures for me are like they just read it off the board.
You've
So
cut
is it
out.
the
You cut
same for
out.
you? Hang on. One second, one sec. Can you hear me?
Yeah. But you cut out for a second.
I said, yeah, my mom's calling me. I told her I'm doing a recording. She called me anyway. What was I gonna say? Have I forgotten? I was saying, if in my lectures, It's we go in and the professor just reads the whiteboard and just reads the slides. Is it the same for you?
Not always. Sometimes they'll ask.
Really? And now you're cutting out.
Sometimes they'll just ask like questions. And they'll try and like initiate some sort of discussion.
Ah, okay. Yeah, no, my
Um,
our lectures don't do anything like that. It's peak. Anyway, that's a good small talk. I actually want to do one on universities after like we've done like a year or something. We can like discuss our experiences. I feel like that'd be interesting because there's a lot like universities quite there's quite a few stories I've already got, so it's quite interesting. But for now, today we're doing the second idea that I had. So the first idea I had was the game show. The second idea I have today is swapsies, and I also have a third idea in the works, but that one is a bit I don't really know how that's gonna work. And when that does happen, full disclosure, Sony, you're not gonna know about it, so be prepared because that's gonna be interesting. But anyway, I'm not going to give you any warning on that. But anyway, today we're doing swapsies. I have a random timer that has a minimum time of 1 second and a maximum time of 10 minutes. And when it swaps, we have to swap sides on whatever we're discussing. The discussion will go on for 10 minutes, and then we're going to choose a winner based on an honor system. That's what I've come up with. Does that make sense for you?
yeah, okay.
And every time the timer goes off and swaps, you will hear this. You've already heard it, but I'll just do it for the audience. Oh, well, apparently it's not working. Hang on just a sec. Hang on, everything's already going wrong. Everything's already gone wrong.
Okay.
No, I've still got it. Why is it not working then? What? You can see I'm really hoping this tech works because otherwise it's going to be kind of mad. Why won't it do it? Why won't it paste it? Why
Already
is it
difficulties.
already having technical? I'm trying to play the track, the Vine Boom track, but it won't let me do it. Paste! Paste the stupid thing! Why are you like this? Oh my god, I'm actually getting annoyed. Why is it doing this? Try that again. Am I gonna have to make that? Okay, there we go. So you'll hear that
Oh,
sound, audience. And
damn.
when you hear that sound, that's when it swaps. I don't know if that's gonna be too loud in the recording. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Are you ready, Sona?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what our personal opinions on these topics are because we're gonna be swapping anyway. But we'll start with our own personal opinions. The first one is gun control. Yay!
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's a good reaction. So we're both same thing. We both agree with gun control. Guns should be banned, right? Which
Yeah.
one of us? Which one of us do you think should start with? Guns shouldn't be banned. Who do you think you should bite that bullet? Should I do a wheel? Should I spin a coin or something?
Yeah, go on. Do a coin.
Okay, hang on. Let me go grab a coin. You see, it's very professionally planned out. Coin claimed. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads. Okay, I guess I'm choosing. I want to do in favor of guns because I have a feeling it's gonna swap. So this can be good.
Okay, cool.
All
All
right,
right.
ready?
So, yeah. Who
Three,
wants to go
two,
first?
one, go.
Who's gonna go first?
We just have to do it like we normally do. You know what? Personally, I think guns
Ah,
should
right,
be
right.
allowed.
Okay.
You know what? I
Okay,
just
fine.
I just think that guns are allowed because we need self-defense in
That's because you're a
schools.
fool.
What? How
Okay.
dare you? How dare you say that?
Having guns, right? It's basically like the argument is, I'm assuming, that self-defense. If you give all the good people guns, then they can defend themselves against the bad people with guns, right?
Yeah.
But a better alternative is if you disarm everyone, then the bad people can't really do much
Yeah, but the
in
bad
the
people can
first place.
use knives, and knife crime is so bad in the UK. People are still dying. The
Is
rates
it
are
as
still
bad
so
as?
high.
Is it? But that's why it's illegal to carry a knife.
Yeah, but people still carry them. It doesn't matter.
Of course, yeah, I know.
So
But
same with guns, really.
no, but it's different. It's different when it comes to guns.
How?
There's a whole market of guns, right? When when you're carrying a
Uh-huh.
gun, when you're carrying a gun, it's much more, in my opinion, it's much more visible because it's a gun, isn't it? But second of all, it's a long range weapon, right?
I see, I see.
So you're much more at chance of getting harmed by a gun because someone doesn't need to walk right up to you. They can literally be in the car park, like on the other side of the street, and they can shoot at you, right?
It is true, but
Different.
you could also defend someone from a distance as well if you had guns. That's the thing. If you're
But
watching someone get
why give
stabbed,
guns in the first place? Why make guns available in the first place if that
why
danger
make
was there?
knives available if people can just stab with them? It's super easy
They're
to get a
not.
knife. You don't need a license for a knife. At least for a gun, you need a license.
Of course, but a knife is a necessity.
Yeah,
It's
but
an
people
actual
still
tool.
use them for wrong things. People also use
Right, of
chainsaws for
course.
wrong things. That's not really a necessity.
Of course. No, it is. We use chainsaws for actual things.
Yeah, but
It
not
can
everyone
be
needs
used
to
as a
do the
weapon.
woodwork. Not
Right,
everyone
yeah.
needs to do.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So
But everything can be used as a weapon in anybody's hands. The problem is whether you should have a tool that's literally designed to hurt someone.
yeah, well, personally, I also think it's important to have guns because if we didn't have guns, then what if the government became corrupt and went against us? You know what I mean? Then we wouldn't have anything to defend ourselves with if that
But
chance
this is
came. And to overthrow
hard.
if we need to overthrow the government in the future, we might need it. We might need it. I'm setting this up. The moment this alarm goes off, you're gonna have to carry on where I'm leaving you. I'm setting this up right now. I'm
How long
playing
is this gonna
4D
go on
chess here.
for?
I'm
How long
playing.
is
It's anywhere
uh,
from 1 second to 10 minutes. The alarm. So
fine. That's a stupid argument
what?
because
How?
all the liberties you have come from the government. It's not, you don't have rights. I hope you know that, right? No one has rights. They have privileges that the government convinces them are rights when they're not. The government could take that right away. The government
Yeah,
could
and that's what we
martial,
need to fight against.
but you can't though. What are you gonna fight against? The government could call martial law, bring the military in, and keep everyone in their homes. You're not fighting against the military.
Well, the best chance we have is with guns. If we don't have
No,
them, we
you
just have
don't,
knives. We
because
can't
the
do anything.
military have. You don't, because the military have tanks. They have much better weaponry than you do.
Yeah,
There's
but
nothing you
a
can do with
tank
a gun.
versus a gun is gonna have a better chance than a tank versus a knife.
That's like saying an ant is gonna have a better chance against a humongous tarantula than it does against you. Still gonna lose either way, isn't it?
Doesn't matter. At least you take more casualties. It'll be easier for you.
No, it doesn't.
And
It's
there's so
not.
many citizens. There's so many citizens compared to military. We're
Yeah,
outnumbering
okay.
them.
Right, yeah, yeah, that makes sense initially until you realize that there are military states out there, like Korea, like North Korea,
Oh, I
right?
was discussing more America, really.
Yeah, I know, America's. But what I'm telling you is that the government can take over if it wants to. It can do that.
I think guns are so stupid. Why would you even have them? Honestly, there's military states out there. Why would you need to carry guns, Sona? I don't understand your
Because,
point.
as shown by the most economically developed country in the world, America, right? Having guns is a crucial part of the economy. It helps to grow your economy. It makes a much bigger world power. It gives, and it's in line with the Constitution, which is what people consider their
I was
rights.
about to go
Their
into that
right to
too.
carry a gun.
I was literally about to talk about that and then the alarm went off. But you know what? The Constitution, we've shown through empirical evidence that without guns we can survive. It's not a necessity. And the damage they do is far worse than, well, oh, okay. I mean, the First Amendment is just the most amazing thing. We should really follow it to the T. That's what I think personally.
No, the First Amendment's outdated document. Why are we still following documents 200
I feel
years
like I'm getting
ago?
kind
Modern
of screwed
society?
over right now, to be honest.
What?
I feel like I'm getting kind of screwed over right now, to be honest.
No,
It
you're
doesn't
just
matter.
screwing up against me, mate.
The First Amendment was designed with the freedom of man in mind, and therefore it should
How
be
long ago?
acknowledged.
How long
A
ago?
very, it might have been long ago, but the freedoms still remain. That's
Then
what I believe.
should we still use Roman laws?
Do we? I feel like some Roman laws we do use still.
No, no, no. They're not specific to the Romans. The Romans might
Obviously,
have had them.
as time passes, we become more evolved as a species. Well, not all of us, some of us.
No, no, not all of us. Yeah, you're right.
But
Um,
freedom has never changed. It's very constant. The right to bear arms is something that we all have
okay,
a right to, in the way to
All right.
defend ourselves against evil, against
If
people
freedom,
that don't follow the laws and would have the guns anyway, or
if
the knives.
freedom, if freedom is so important in the Constitution, why is it that slavery was upheld?
Well, because we overload we overthrow rules that, as we evolve as a species, that don't make sense. But freedom
I've
isn't
just
something like
shown,
that.
I've just shown to you that the objective of the Constitution wasn't freedom because there was slavery. Is a huge part of the economy. So
You did
freedom
own. Yes,
is a
I'm
key
saved.
tool.
I'm saved. Now you have to answer that question, dumbass.
I'm not. What
Answer it for
question?
me. Answer it
What
for me.
what question?
Why was slavery? It's clearly not about freedom if slavery was involved.
Why are you changing the subject? We're not talking
The
about slavery.
button.
We're talking about guns here.
Oh shit! Oh my days! You're using the techniques. Oh my god. Wait, hang on. It went off and I wasn't even ready. It went off and I wasn't even ready. Well, where were we? Whose side am I on? I don't even know.
Right.
We have a minute left, by the
Guns
way.
guns are a stupid, stupid thing, all right? They don't help anyone. It's been shown that we don't need them, especially in the UK, where banning them was quite simple. To remove them wasn't that hard. We did it legally, right?
The reason you'd want to remove guns is to reduce death, but death in the UK is still the same amount, to be
No, it's
honest.
not. It's not.
Yeah, you
It's
can look
not.
up
It's not.
statistics. Knife crime is huge. It's still like
Right, right, yeah,
proportionally
it's
high.
huge, but the deaths per capita are still lower in the UK than they are in the US.
I don't even know the
Why do you
exact
think?
statistics. I
Why
can't
do you
lie.
think the US? Why do you think the US has the most incarcerated citizens per capita in the whole world? Right?
It's because of Texas, clearly.
Not just per capita, but in terms of raw numbers as well. That means that there are more prisoners in the US than there are prisoners in India and China. Even though India and China have like
That's
five
just a
times the
cultural thing.
population.
There's many factors for that.
That's
Oh,
not a
time's up.
cultural thing.
Time's up. You want to keep going?
I
I
don't
put
know.
every debate. I put every debate at 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. That was good enough. I think that was good enough.
Who do you think won honor system?
I
See, if you
honestly
pick
believe I
yourself,
won.
if you pick yourself, then it's just like, oh, it's not honor anymore, is it? Now I've
I,
stuck you in a corner.
okay, I honestly believe I won. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no, I think you won as well. I didn't have anything against statistics, to be honest.
You kept using my arguments against me whenever it switched. What was that?
Hey, it's how you play the game, okay? It's how you play the game.
All right,
All
fine.
right, next one.
Right.
I'm trying to see. Nuclear weapons should be fully banned.
Okay.
All right, which side? Hang on. Where's my coin? I threw it at. Okay, heads or tails?
Tails.
Yep. What side do you want? You want?
Um, nuclear weapons shouldn't be banned.
Shouldn't be banned. All right.
Yeah.
Three, two, one. To be honest, I think they should be banned because it creates so much damage to the. It creates a threat of mass destruction. And with someone as crazy as Putin, for example, there's no doubt that that could possibly occur. Plus, we don't even use them anyway. There's no need for them
Exactly.
to exist in military combat.
Exactly. So if we don't use them, but people know they're there, that's called mutually assured destruction, and that's
I
important.
know, but it's an expense on the economy because the arms race is still continuing. In the event that that kind of thing happens, nuclear defense is being implemented right now, and more arms are being
You really want
developed
you want to
for
do
that.
the economy with me, yeah? You want to do the
Oh
economy with
shit!
me? All right, cool,
I'm
cool, cool.
debating it.
Let's
Okay, you
do
know
the
what?
economy.
I'll down
Let's
this
do
to
the
argue.
economy. No, no, no. Let's
Let's
do
do
the
it. Let's do
economy.
it. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm gonna be relying on this timer to randomly help me.
If people invest in defense like the US government does, that creates greater consumer confidence, which means aggregate demand goes up, which means growth goes up.
I
So it
disagree.
does contribute. It does
That
contribute
money could
to
be
growth.
implemented into schools or anything else instead
Well,
of arms.
that's called a supply side policy, and those take way too long to see the results of.
It's just basic maths, man, my guy. Just basic maths. Instead of putting the money towards the arms, if you put the money
Right?
towards
Yeah.
the schools,
Put it into education or healthcare or something like that, right?
right?
That's called a supply side policy. And when that's done, it takes at least 5 to 10 years to see how that money has worked, how it's been implemented, and whether
In
it's
the
actually
grand scheme of
beneficial.
things, 5 to 10 years is nothing. That's nothing
No,
in five, like in the grand
not
scheme
not
of
in
things.
economics. Not in economics. Short term. That's considered long term.
Look, the financial crash happened in 2008, but we were still feeling effects of it in 2020. That gap is nothing. 10 years is absolutely nothing in finance from what
Exactly,
I've
and
seen.
that's why you always need to make sure you get it right on the first go.
So
Otherwise, the
that
reverberations can
boost would
continue
have an impact, and it would be a correct decision, wouldn't it?
unless you did it improperly.
I don't see how that could go improperly. I mean, it is
You
if
could
Biden was to enforce it, I could see how it could go
you
wrong
could
pretty much.
allocate funds. For instance, the NHS app. How many billions did the Tories invest in that, and it's gone to absolute crap?
Oh, yeah, I mean that's different. We're using that's money that was allocated for that purpose. We're
Yeah,
taking
from
money,
what?
we're
From
increasing our
what?
money amount away from arms for this.
Oh, from what though? Where did that money come from? We had to resist investing in other areas. We had to build up money for
Yeah,
that.
but we had a
It wasn't.
plan, like this much money will go here, this much money
Of
will go
course,
here.
yeah, but the
So we had
plan
a limited
involved
supply
taking money
already.
away from other. Anyway, I feel like we've moved away from the main argument.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going into
Um,
economics. I can't win that side.
we, it's important mutually assured destruction because if we assume most people are level-headed, which most people are, that's the whole point of being level-headed.
If we
Then
assume.
right, yeah, yeah. Then then if everyone is aware that you have weapons that could destroy the entire planet, that could destroy the capability of rebuilding life, it's more than likely that aggressive action won't happen, right? So even if
The
we don't
weapons aren't
use them,
necessary.
huh?
That kind of destruction can be assured with most weapons. I mean, our capabilities have expanded so much. Nuclear weapons are more harmful for the environment, and since
Right.
we're assuming level-headedness, nobody assumed that Putin would invade Russia. Putin would invade Russia. Putin would invade Ukraine, and then also put nuclear weapons as an option on the table. The fact that that's
Exactly.
happened shows that it's only a matter of time before we have a leader that isn't level-headed and that
Yeah,
throws them
right,
away.
right. You're right, but that's the exception, not the rule, is it? Right?
But it's just an inevitability.
Right, right, yeah, but more world leaders are level-headed than aren't.
I'd like to direct your attention to North Korea as well, for example.
Yeah,
There's
those are
many
two
sections.
countries you've named
That
out of
inevitability
100.
still exists. So we can mitigate that completely if we just got rid of arms fully. If we just fully got rid of nuclear weapons, that option wouldn't even be on the table. That path wouldn't even exist.
No, because then there's no because you know how you said earlier that there are other weapons that are equally as destructive, right? That could also assume mutually assured destruction, right?
Not equally, but they are. Those weapons are strong.
Right. Could you give another example of a weapon that would mutually assure destruction?
I assume like huge. There's huge bombs and bombings. I can't name exact
But
things.
those huge bombs are nuclear weapons. You know that, right?
The ones that aren't nuclear, I mean, you can have massive explosions that aren't nuclear. They're not on a single
Like,
scale. They're not on the same
right?
scale. But if you drop enough of them, you would
Like
get
what
the
though?
same destruction.
Like
I
what?
can't, I can't, I can't name the weapons. I haven't got that kind of knowledge on me.
Exactly. So
Can
how
you
can
name
you
one?
assume that? Yeah, I could. I'm not going to
Go
help you
on.
though. Am
Okay, well, I can't wait for this time. It's taking its
I?
time
Right.
this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
wait
taking
until
its
it's my
time.
turn, and then I'm gonna start throwing them at you. But anyway, nuclear weapons, despite having to not be used, are more powerful by the fact that you know that they're there rather than actually using them. Right?
You're equipping because not every country has them, so you're giving one country an unfair advantage. Firstly, because not every other country is going to get involved in the politics of the wars that are going on. I mean, look at Ukraine right now. People that we're supplying them weapons, we're cutting Russia off, but there was a very high chance that we wouldn't have done that, and there were countries that didn't do that. So, firstly, not every country has access to it, and that so mutually assured destruction isn't even fully guaranteed. But on top
Right.
of that,
But which countries do have access to it?
Pakistan has it, India has it, doesn't it? Yeah,
Right.
we have
So
it,
the big
America has it.
countries, right? The big countries, the countries that
Look,
actually pose a
countries
threat in
countries like
terms of
countries like
war.
UK aren't gonna defend countries outside of NATO that often, or like aren't
No,
likely to. We don't have the money for that.
but the UK isn't alone though. The UK has Australia, it has New Zealand, it has Canada. That's basically the UK. If the UK went to war, those people would get involved, right? That's
Would
a
those
lot more true.
would the UK go to war though? Is the question.
No, it wouldn't because we're
Exactly.
level-headed. Hopefully, we're level-headed. But what
So
deters that? What deters the possibility of that? Nuclear war.
not particularly. I mean, it depends on the country. Nuclear weapons can be used instantly at any point, and then we're just
Right,
stuck.
yeah.
Because I guarantee you,
Exactly.
if they were to
We're all
nuke,
stuck.
if we were to nuke like a small country, I don't
Yeah.
think there'd be many countries that would go in and instantly nuke the UK because the consequences would be too severe. So we'd get
No,
away
we
with it.
wouldn't. Do you know why? Because there'd be so much economic pressure. Because we'd get told off by the rest of the world to such a
Mm.
point that our economy would go basically like what everyone's done to Russia,
Russia's
right?
still surviving is the question, is the
Right,
thing.
Russia's still surviving, but it's not thriving, is it? There's a huge poverty rate now, right?
Yeah,
The Russian ruble, is it? I think is worth basically nothing. It's
yeah,
been
yeah.
it's a complete pariah in terms of economics because no one's willing to trade with them anymore. No one's willing to make any alliances. No one wants to invest in that country anymore. It's been thrown out of the global economy. Think about
I
that.
don't think
Think
it's
about what that
nobody.
did to the UK.
I think other countries are still trading with them. It's just not NATO that's trading with them.
No, no, no. Other countries like India and China have abstained. They don't do
What is it?
anything.
I thought they were doing it. That's what I heard. I guess they
No,
maybe they changed their mind.
I've heard they've abstained. So
Uh,
they're basically not in support or against. They're just in the middle. They don't care either
right,
way.
right.
Right? So I think that does mean they will trade somewhat, but probably not as much as they used to. Um,
Yeah.
but what that means for me, and that's why when you look on the Putin has
All right, hit me with those weapons. Hit me with those weapons.
ICBMs,
What now?
intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Elaborate.
Right? They're missiles that travel between continents when you obviously launch them, and they're designed to like destroy major cities.
So those could cause mutually assured destruction as well.
Not to the same level as a nuclear weapon,
Well, that's
but
what I was saying.
certainly could take out a whole city though.
Well, that's what I was saying as well.
Yeah, but you didn't name them though.
But anyway, it doesn't matter what I was saying because I'm on the other side. You know what? I think
Yeah,
nuclear weapons are a necessity, not just because of mutually assured destruction, but because they add the threat and the power to the country. That's what I think. I'm big boy country. You already said everything I wanted to say on this specific. Like if I was on that side, that's what I would have said as well, to be
yeah.
honest. You've kind of taken all the best points. The slash play isn't
Except
working anymore either.
when you look at the development of nuclear weapons historically, right?
Hmm.
A lot of people have suffered. A lot of the scientists that have had to make it have died because of it. A lot of them have
Yeah.
developed depression because they know that they might have destroyed humanity because of it, right?
Where do you come up with these? Holy shit. I didn't think of that at all. Time's up anyway. That's it. I can't play the boom sound effect because it's not working again. Hang on, we gotta fix this. Why does this keep happening? Why does it keep doing this?
What
This
the button?
it won't let me play the audio. Oh
Remember, have you seen that video by Robert Oppenheimer
no, what's it about?
where he says like, "No, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Have you not seen that?
I've heard that quote definitely. I can
Yeah,
almost imagine it.
he's basically like the guy who developed the atomic bomb, right?
Right. There it is. Finally I
There
got
you
it to
go.
work.
He's at an interview. He's at an interview. It's like a radio station, and they basically ask him like how he feels. And when you look at him, yeah, you can see like in his eyes, he's like he's so depressed. He feels like he's basically killed everyone with his like you can see it on his face, right?
Yeah, well there was another guy who I think it was the guy who invented dynamite or something that was the same way, wasn't it?
Oh, Alfred Nobel.
Was it? Was it the same thing?
Oh,
I forget.
Alfred Nobel was the guy who created dynamite, and he saw his obituary in the newspaper one time. They printed his obituary too early before he
Oh
actually
no.
died. And so he read it, and the newspaper basically described him as like the Marquis of Death, the Grim Reaper, because he created dynamite, right? And he got so horrified by that people remember him because he created dynamite, that he created the Nobel Prize.
That's
Yeah.
good though. That's
So,
good. He made a comeback. He made a recovery.
the Nobel Peace Prize was created by the guy who made dynamite.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool. I don't know why I
uh,
didn't connect those dots, Alfred Nobel.
yeah, but yeah. So when you watch Oppenheimer, when he's talking about, it, he basically quotes the Bhagavad Gita.
Oh,
You know the Bhagavad Gita is right.
yeah, just take a guess if I know what that is.
Bhagavad Gita is the
Sounds
one of the
Indian.
holy books of Hinduism, right?
Yeah, I had a
It
feeling.
tells
Yep,
it tells a story between Prince Arjun and
yeah,
Vishnu, who's come down in the form of Krishna, right?
right,
And basically, Arjun wants to fight. He's in a battle, right? And he's fighting alongside his family, but he's also fighting other friends and family, right?
right.
And he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to go through to the battle. But then basically the whole book is about Krishna coming down and talking to him and explaining to him why he has to do it, why you have an obligation to fulfill a responsibility, and
Just in the peak.
that's called your dharam, right? That's your obligation. Um,
Mm,
and eventually it gets to the point where Krishna gets angry at him and says, "You're like, you're not you're not thinking about this long enough. You have to like do it now." And so he basically shows him his many armed form. He shows him his actual godly form, right?
yeah,
And he says, "Now I'm become death, the destroyer of worlds." Basically,
that's actually a
that's
really
what he
nice
said.
quote.
Yeah. But
That's actually a
it's
badass
kind of
quote.
sad that Oppenheimer said it because he felt like he had become death.
Yeah, I mean, how much suffering can those weapons cause? I mean, ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I
Let's
didn't get
move
enough
on.
time. I was gonna mention, have you seen all the nuclear defense strategies they're coming up with right now?
No.
Instead of an arms race, now we've got a bit of a defense race going on. You know how in Israel they have like the Iron Curtain where they can like shoot off missiles and stuff?
No, I never knew that.
Well, they're developing like defense mechanisms. I was looking at it, but they're trying to
Right.
find ways to ward off nuclear attacks, to shoot them in midair, to prevent them from going off and things like that.
Mm,
Right now it's in its early stages, but I was gonna mention how we wouldn't need to spend money on that if it didn't exist, but I didn't get enough time, so we won't count that.
right. Yeah.
Okay, who do you think?
I do.
You
I
keep winning,
do.
man. You keep winning.
Israel is so dodgy though. I can't even lie to you. You know that. It's actually
Palestine's
so
dodgy too,
terrible.
though.
Yeah, of course, of
Pal
course, of course.
the
But
people aren't
like,
dodgy. It's the Hamas.
yeah, yeah. But that's because they're a terrorist group. You can't really
Yeah,
do much about that, anyway. But the Israel government, it's like organized terrorism. It's like a government organizing itself to terrorize people,
I'm
right?
surprised they haven't been sanctioned by human rights or something like.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
they have, but it's because yeah. No, I can't even say anything because it's gonna make it sound dodgy. But
no, it's
it's
all right.
yeah, it's just Israel has a lot of fingers in everyone's pockets. You know what I mean? So
Ah, yeah, no, that's no surprise to me, to be honest. I can
yeah,
see
it's
that.
just America doesn't even America and the UK. We don't recognize Palestine as
Yeah,
actual
we don't
territory.
acknowledge it as a country.
Yeah, so yeah, I just think it's quite obvious that it's so dodgy, especially when you think about World War Two and you think about the Holocaust. You think
Mm,
you think that these groups of people, historically, from what their parents and what their grandparents went through, they would
yeah,
understand like how like terrible it is to be persecuted,
mm.
and they just don't care. That's like horrible to me,
It's
So
just the world we live in. You know what? The
yeah,
Israel versus Palestine unproblematic video we did. That's probably one of my least favorites because I feel like I did a terrible job in that one. And my opinions
why?
since then have changed. I don't know. I just feel like I didn't give good points. Like my points were all really shallow and shit. I feel like I played a huge in that whole debate. I kind of played like the what do you call it when the person who just counters everyone? I've forgotten the word for it.
Rebuttal.
No, 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 Roboto. The person who just that person who every their debating point is just debating everyone else and like saying what their the
Oh,
opposite is.
devil's advocate. Devil's
No,
advocate.
it's not devil's advocate. I forget what it is. I'll remember it later. It's making me angry. I'm gonna have to remember it now.
Right.
What's the word? But anyway, I feel like I was playing that role, and in turns, and instead of using my logic, but that's a different thing. That's a different thing for another time. I'll try and think of what the word was. Debater. Conflict? No, that's not it. Ah, there's a word for it. I forget. Hang on, I'm gonna Google this right now. Right now, I'm Googling it. Contrarian. Contrarian. That's the word. I felt like I was being a contrarian there. So neither.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you cut out for a second. I was being a
No, I missed it.
contrarian.
Right.
That was the word. I knew it was contrarian. I couldn't think of it. I knew it started with a C. Anyway, the next topic on the list is one that I think you're gonna want to talk about because you didn't really get a chance to do it during the game show.
Right.
Android versus iPhone. Now, in the
Okay.
game show, you had to defend Android, so you didn't get to give out all the iPhone points.
Hmm.
So now, heads or tails. You might still not get to do it. So heads or tails.
Heads.
Oh, the coin just barely bounced. Yeah, heads. Which one do you want?
I'll defend Apple.
You'll defend Apple. Okay, okay. Hang on just a moment. Let me cancel the timer. Okay. Three, two, one, go.
Right. So
Let's hear it.
in 2007, I believe it was,
Yeah.
Steve Jobs revolutionized the phone market. Okay.
Okay.
He created a music player, a
Yep.
phone.
Yep.
Um, what else did he put in there? Oh,
A
I think
computer.
it was a map and a compass, stuff like that, and which was never considered to be all part of the same device. And he was the first one to do it on a
Hmm.
handheld touchscreen device, right?
Yeah.
From the get-go, iPhone completely rocked the phone landscape, and they've continued to do so every single year.
Yeah,
They
well, Blockbuster owned the film industry. They rocked it, and then all of a sudden Netflix came along. It doesn't really mean anything
right,
being the
yeah, of course,
first.
but it does suggest that the trajectory you're going is going to be a good one, at least in before something else comes along, right?
I disagree with that because I feel like that would have applied, but then Steve Jobs died and Tim Cook took over, and I think all of that
Yeah,
disappeared instantly.
except Apple is the most valuable company in the world.
Well, that's just because they're Apple. It doesn't mean that quality is any better. People pay for Lamborghinis and no, a Lamborghini is quite good. People pay for like what's it called? Gucci and all that, even though we know that it's crap, but people still pay for it. It's still very
Right, yeah,
successful.
you're paying for that exclusivity, but we're not talking
Yeah.
about whether what you're
iPhone's a
talking
luxury
about.
brand as well,
What
basically.
what you're talking about is taste. I'm talking about
Sorry, you cut out, I didn't hear that.
no, I'm talking about the objective part of it, which is that Apple is a successful company, right?
Hmm.
Let's go through why that is.
So is
Historically,
Samsung.
right? Yeah, of course. I'm not saying Samsung isn't. I'm just saying Apple is, right?
Right.
They've set every single trend you see on phones, right? They set it,
Uh, yeah. Not all of
right?
them, but
No, not all of them, but even when they don't, they come to the game later on after they've perfected it, right? So, for instance, when they first got rid of the headphone jack, and everyone was like, "Oh, so outdated, it's so disgusting. How can you do that?" And everyone else was making fun of them. Samsung was making fun of them. Google was making fun of them. And then the next year they all did it. Why is that?
that was a negative. And also, the reason that worked is because it cut
Why did they do
costs,
it?
but it was a
Why did they
negative
do it though? Why did they do it? Why did everyone else follow suit?
to cut costs.
No, no, because
Yeah.
they saw a business opportunity where they could offer wireless headphones on top of it.
Yeah. So for business
It's just that
purposes, for the quality, it was
Apple,
anti-consumer,
Apple saw that first.
but it was an anti-consumer decision. It doesn't benefit for
No,
Apple. Another example would be them getting rid of the charger in the box. It's anti-consumer, but then the company started
no,
doing it
but
later.
they've given
It
it. They've given
doesn't
an
give a
actual.
positive for iPhone.
They've given an actual good reason for it. They've said it's an environmental reason, and actually,
It's
iPhones are
not a good
now.
reason though,
No, 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 it is. Why is that? Like, why isn't that a good reason?
because if you need to buy a charger, you need to buy another box with its own packaging for that plug and its charger.
Right, but you're going to use that charger forever, aren't you?
Not necessarily.
No, but all chargers have a certain lifespan, obviously. But once you buy a charger, you should keep that charger. And let's assume that when you buy an iPhone, you've had a phone before you bought that iPhone, right?
Right?
And that must have come with a charger, right?
Yeah.
So unless you're throwing plugs away, You don't need another plug.
I mean, it's a bit weird because you kind of do need plugs for everything. So just because you had one for a phone doesn't necessarily mean.
You
And
can
plus,
reuse
plugs
it.
can be different value and different qualities as well. Different plugs have different.
Now, if you bought an
Uh,
iPhone before,
well,
yeah,
you're
great plug.
assuming that people were born iPhone before.
No, but I'm not. Oh, yeah, of course, that is an assumption. But I'm assuming you have bought a phone before the iPhone that comes with a plug.
I
So
know a
you
lot of
can use
people
that
who
plug.
buy everything new just for that premium feel. I don't know if it's just
Right. Well,
like they have
then
plug,
that's on them then, isn't it? That's not on Apple.
but
Apple should
it's
obviously.
a very common practice.
Well, I don't know whether how we can measure that or not. I can't really attest to whether that is a common practice or not. But regardless, what
To
I'm
be
saying
honest,
is
if we took
about
it from a legit standpoint, we all know realistically that it's for money. Another thing is Apple also, if I remember correctly, they give you in the new iPad, they give you a whole dongle with everything, which has its own packaging, its own thing extra, this whole extra bonus. They do a lot of anti-environmental things, which kind of
right.
cancel it out.
I'm pretty certain that packaging is biodegradable.
Is it? I mean, a lot. That's kind of a requirement from all companies now. But besides the quality, Samsung makes products for everyone. Not just Samsung, Android actually. They make products for everyone. We're talking about environment. There's a phone called the Fairphone, which is basically prioritizing environment. It's made out of recycled materials, and it's a good quality phone. Obviously, it's not the best, but it's cheap. It's made of good quality materials. It's recyclable. If you want something with good battery, there's an Android for that. You want something with good, I don't know, screen, good looks, good camera. There's an Android for that. With iPhone, you're
Right?
just
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
this bare phone package, and on top of that, with the
What
new iPhone
kind of
14,
argument is that?
with the new iPhone 14,
Right?
we've seen even more demonstrations where the iPhone 13 is literally the exact same thing. With Android, you
No,
get a little bit more.
it's
Um,
not. It's not. Okay, fine.
it
So you
is
get the
literally the same
what
thing,
what okay, what do you want in an I you get the best camera on an Android, right? Right?
right?
Right? You go for the camera, just the camera, but then the display is crap.
Not
Or
necessarily.
well,
That's not how it
yeah, yeah,
works.
yeah. Yes, it is. I know how it works, mix. I've been on the phones. You can't be perfect at
Are you
everything.
gonna tell me the recent Samsung S22 has a shit display but has a good camera? Are you gonna say that?
No, no. I'm just saying it's got a worse camera than the iPhone. It
Every
does.
phone has its downsides and its upsides. That's just the
Right, yeah,
standard thing.
exactly.
iPhone isn't any different.
Right, yeah. So the display on the Samsung is sharper, perhaps. The display on the iPhone is brighter. The camera on the iPhone is objectively better. You can do tests for that, right?
Samsung gives you like
The only
100 times
thing,
zoom and stuff like that.
right,
They have
yeah,
more
but that's a
features.
gimmick. That's a gimmick. When you actually do the 100 times zoom, it doesn't actually
Yeah, it looks like
provide
shit.
any actual detail, right? Exactly. But when you do the max zoom on the iPhone, it actually provides some sort of detail. All the little, it's fun to see all the little tricks and tips that you can see on the Samsung camera, but they're not actually usable features that they've improved. They're gimmicks,
With
right?
the Samsung S22, I think compared to the iPhone, they are very similar products. Like
Right,
they're
yeah,
about the
of
same as
course.
well.
Right,
With
yeah.
camera thing,
I'm not
everything taken into
denying that.
consideration. And on top of that, with
The
Samsung, you have more
iPhone,
freedom as well.
yeah, but with the iPhone, you have more power.
What do you mean more power?
The chipset is much
Oh,
more
you mean
powerful.
the chips? Yeah.
So everything will run smoother, everything will run quicker, your phone will
Mhm.
respond faster.
Depends on the phone again. I mean, overall, we've reached a
Name a
stage now.
faster phone than the iPhone. Name a faster phone.
We've reached a stage now where the phones are moving so quickly that you don't even notice these incremental details.
So
These
then
benchmarks don't matter
how
anymore.
could you possibly argue against an iPhone then if it's all incremental,
Well, with Android, you have cheaper ones as well. You
right?
can decide
And they're
what you want,
slower.
and on top of that,
Right, of course. But you
with
get that in
Android, you
every
get that
industry.
freedom that you don't get with iPhone. And that's the biggest draw for Android
But
is
you
the
get that with
freedom.
every industry. Yeah, you can get a cheaper phone, but it won't be as good as the more expensive phone, will it?
Well, that's just how it works, but it's more
Exactly.
what's it called flexible. You haven't
Arguing
addressed the
against
freedom point, the freedom part. This timer isn't going off apparently, but you haven't addressed
right,
the
yeah.
freedom bit.
Yeah, but so what? Some people don't need that. That's not important to them.
Well, some people don't need the max quality iPhone stuff as well. Like that's not important to them. That's just a consumer thing. Generally, on a basic
What
level,
you're telling me the freedom to choose what kind of font you want on your lock screen is more important to you than the
no, I
actual
mean
power.
downloading apps like APKs and stuff. Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, you know what? You don't need that freedom actually. To forget everything I just said. It's not important. Okay, it's not important. It's not. Ignore everything I said. iPhone is better.
It's
Boom.
not though, is it? It's not.
Why
It's
is the
not.
timer like this, man? Anyway, iPhone, as I was saying, iPhone, because it doesn't provide you with that freedom, means that you will never get a virus on it. And that's a big draw and a big plus. By the way,
No.
we have 30 seconds. What do you mean,
I'm
no?
telling you. I'm telling you right now. In recent years, Android's taken over in terms of how
Nah,
much,
iPhones, not
how much
only
it
are iPhones
varies.
Not only are iPhones more popular, but also because the OS is designed for that chip, it means it's faster, it's processor, it's got the chip speed, it's got everything.
Yeah, it's
It's core
faster.
up to
It's
iPhone.
faster,
The only benefit
but
Samsung
it
has is that it's
restricts
more flexible with different things. That's it. Time's up, by the way.
you.
Uh,
Nice. Okay, cool.
10 minutes. You want to keep going?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, wait. It's not doing it again. You see, this is the issue. The time goes up, then I have to put the input in, but then the thing's like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. The bot's like, nah, I don't want to play the audio for you. And then there's this huge delay where I have to fill the space by talking. There we go. There it is. That's the audio. Okay. I think we can get one more in. I think. So do you know about the naked bike ride?
Huh?
The naked bike ride.
No. What
You
is
don't know
that?
about? Okay, so it's this thing they do for charity. I don't know if we can debate it if you don't know, but basically, I forget they debate like they do it for like environmental reasons and wait, look at right now on private mode. Um, the World Naked Bike Ride. Hang on, I gotta save. Is a global protest movement with rides in cities around the world, raising awareness for issues such as safety of cyclists on the road, reducing oil dependence, and saving the planet.
Okay.
And so it's a very controversial thing, a huge issue when it comes to in the context. Just to give you a bit of context, the police are completely fine with it. Obviously, in London, you don't have to be. Um, from what I see, their security is fine as well. They don't have any security issues. When everyone's naked, you might assume like rapes or something would happen, but it doesn't seem to be the case from their website. I don't know how valid that is, but the police certainly don't have an issue with it. But obviously, I think there's quite a lot of issues with it. So do you want to do that one? We don't
Alright.
have to do it if you don't haven't learned about the bike ride. Okay, let me
No.
let me grab the. You want to do it, yeah? All right.
No.
Let me heads or tails.
Heads.
Have I won any of these, by the way?
I don't. I think you won the iPhone one, maybe.
Heads. No, yeah, I think you won the iPhone one. Heads. Wait, what'd you say? Heads.
Yeah.
Oh, say. All right, go on. What do you want?
So what's explain this naked bike race thing again? So
You can Google it. It's a protest, right?
right.
I've seen it mostly in London, but it says that it's a world thing. But it's a protest where they ride in a city completely naked. Well, not completely. You can either be completely naked or you can wear like a little bit of clothing, but mostly completely naked. Where you raise awareness of issues such as safety of cyclists, reducing oil dependence, and saving the planet, and
Okay.
celebrating body
So it's
freedom.
like ah
And there's over 1,000 riders, and there's no the participation free things like that.
okay, and they ride naked.
They ride naked. That's the whole thing. It's a naked bike ride, and the police don't have an issue
Um.
with it, nothing like that. So which side do you want?
I'll go against it.
Against? Oh, God, damn, you picked the easy one.
I might as well, wouldn't it?
All right. Okay, hang on. Three, two, one, go.
All right. So public indecency is illegal
Right.
for a reason. Why
Well,
is
the
it
police are
illegal?
fine with this. The police
Yeah,
are
I
fine
know.
with this.
I know. Which is why I'm calling them out.
Well, it's the law,
Why is it
mate. I mean,
illegal? Why is it illegal?
because it makes people uncomfortable.
Not only that, burping in public makes people uncomfortable. That's not illegal.
It also threatens the safety. I don't even know.
There's
Go on, tell me
two
why.
main reasons. Two main reasons. One main reason is you were almost there. It does threaten safety because it creates opportunity for sexual behavior, right?
Right,
Especially sexual deviancy, right?
right.
Second of all, it's not right for children to see.
That's what
Okay?
I was gonna say. God damn it.
Right.
Time ago.
Now,
Go time ago.
despite it being a protest, in
Yeah.
accordance with the law, you
Yes!
shouldn't be
Yes!
exposed.
Yes!
Fine,
Yes!
done.
It's indecent. It goes against people's religions as well, especially in Islam. You're not allowed to see
So what?
people naked.
So what?
What do you
It
mean,
goes
so
with
what?
religion. So what?
What do you mean,
Why does
so
that
what?
matter? I don't
That's
care about that.
an indecent problem
Why
causing
does that matter?
indecency.
Religion has never mattered to me. I could offend your
Religion
religion
is
if I want. Get
Well,
over it.
religion needs to be respected because
No, it doesn't.
it's a
No, it
right of
doesn't. Why
people.
should it be
Yes, it does.
respected?
Yes, it
Why? Why?
does.
Why?
Because it's important to people and things like that should be
So,
respected.
so's people's politics important, but that
Oh
doesn't mean
shit! Oh crap! I mean, yeah, no, religion doesn't need to be respected. I turned it down,
people.
by the way. I turned it down to
Why is that?
50. What?
Why is that?
Why is what?
I don't care about the religion bit, so I'm not gonna even argue because that's a shit argument.
The timer went, by
I
the
care
way,
more. I
just to
care
let you
more
know.
about public. I care more about public indecency. Right? It's dangerous to expose children to this sort of message. It's the same sort of. If you want to explain to children the harmful effects of oil, for example, because everyone knows how dangerous oil is. You don't need to
Yeah.
protest this anymore. It's stupid, right? Everyone knows it. Either they don't care because we as a species are just idiots and we don't care. We're going to go extinct anyway, or um, um, they don't know about it. And it's really, really unlikely that no one knows about it. So it's more than likely people just don't care anymore. No point protesting about it,
Well,
especially
one
if
of
you're
the
gonna.
biggest things that they protest is body positivity, and by being naked, they're showing that they're not afraid. Oh my God, I'm rambling. They're not afraid of showing their bodies, which is providing a positive message, especially for the youth that is really insecure.
Positive message of showing off your of showing off naked body parts.
It shows that you're more than positive. That no matter what you look like, um, you're still able to unite under this cause and
But
ride
does
your
that mean
bike.
you should expose yourself?
I don't see why not. I see why not.
Why? I just
I'm
explained
just
to you
doing it
why
for the
not.
thing, I swear.
I just
No,
explained
but
to you why not.
look, nudity has decreased in being an issue a lot
Why?
in recent times,
Why?
especially because we're all
Why?
exposed to it at a young age. It's a very common thing, right? Everyone's seen it. We all do it. Like it's a very common thing.
So you're
And
saying it's
so
okay, yeah? You're saying it's okay to publicly, show yourself off to children.
no, I shouldn't have picked this topic. I can't think of anything for bike. I'm absolutely disgusted with the bike ride. I don't know how to do this stuff. I'm not flexible
Ah,
enough.
you've given up. You've
Hang
given
on,
up.
no, no, no. I'll come up with something. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment.
So, you think it's okay then? You think it's okay in the name
Come
of
on,
the
timer,
protest and
please.
body
Timer,
positivity?
please.
Can you do it? Yes or no? Yes or
Timer,
no?
please. Go on, timer. Quick, quick, quick. Um,
Yes or
no.
no? Yes
What?
or no?
Yes, it is okay. You know what? It is okay. It is okay.
It
I
is
think it's
okay.
okay.
He's
Yeah,
just
I
said
think
it.
it's okay.
Internet,
I
you
think
heard
it's
that.
okay. I think
Internet.
it's
He said
okay.
it's okay to expose yourself indecently to children.
Wait. Who said anything about children? We're not targeting
I
children
just
here.
said it. I just said it. Yes or no?
Plus,
Do you think it's
plus
okay?
they post, plus they post their route, and it's very
Do you think it's
commonly known.
okay? Yes or no?
So,
Ibrahim, stop dodging
so
the question. Answer
children
the
can
question.
avoid it. I already answered the question. I said
How?
it's all right.
They're
I said it's all
outside.
right.
They're
I said it's all
outside.
right. I said it's all
You
right.
said it's okay to expose yourself to children, yeah?
I said it's okay. Come on, timer, could tick already. My God, it's taking too
Damn,
long.
you heard that. Everyone heard that.
Can we
Ibrahim
make
thinks
that
it's
the quote?
okay
Can
to
we make that the
expose
thumbnail?
yourself.
Can we make that the thumbnail? Make that the
Damn,
thumbnail. This is how controversial can we be, part two.
that is disgusting, Ibrahim.
I don't see why not. Look, it makes an impact. Like if we just, you can see the current
So does
environmental
terrorism.
protests aren't doing anything.
So
So
does terrorism.
this
Terrorism
this
makes an
plays.
impact. Is that
Well,
okay?
terrorism is a negative message. This is providing a positive
What's
message.
that?
That's
What's the
the thing.
negative message? They like let's say
They're killing people for
some
no reason.
some some Muslim terrorist organizations want to spread Islam, right? Making everyone Muslim, right?
Right.
In theory, that sends everyone to heaven, right? So it's a good message.
Well, no, no, exactly, because they
Why?
kill people before they become Muslims. That's the thing. They terrorist, they bomb places, killing
But
them
it's for
permanently,
greater good. It's
putting
for
them in
greater
power.
good, though. But it's for greater good.
I swear this time is scripted. Whenever I'm struggling, it's like, nah, fam,
It's for
you keep
greater good,
dying on
though.
yourself.
It's a
It's not for
it's
the
for
greater.
greater good.
Even Muslims themselves agree that it's for the not for the greater good. Even if they believe it is true, that doesn't mean that it is true. But in this example, everyone can universally agree that we need to that reducing our oil consumption is important. Yeah, that's what you get.
Mean anything? You just said the reducing, but I'm talking about the
No, no, but
method of the
you're talking
protest.
about terrorism. You're talking about terrorism, but just because they believe it's a good thing doesn't mean it's a good thing. But this is. But reducing oil consumption. Everyone can agree that
But
that's a good
I'm
thing.
talking about the protest itself, the method of the protest.
Yeah, well, it's not causing that much harm. It's been going on for ages and no one seems to be that upset by it. So clearly it's okay. If it's okay, the police are okay with it. Many people participate in it. And overall, if you don't like it, you can
I'm
just
not. I'm
avoid
not
those
asking if
roads.
they're okay. I'm not asking if they're okay with it because we've already established that it's illegal
And
to.
if you don't like it, you should be able to avoid those roads.
But we've
People
already
have the
established.
right to be
We've
able
already
to do what they
established.
want.
We've already established it's illegal to.
That's what you get. That's what you get. Now you have to defend it. Tell me why this is a good idea. Public
No, we're done
indecency.
now. We're done.
What do you mean we're done? There's still two
We're
minutes
done
and
now.
53 seconds to go.
6 o'clock now.
Oh, is it? No, we were doing the small talk as well. There's 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go.
Oh, really? Is it okay?
Yeah, 2 minutes 40.
Oh,
Yeah,
what was the
don't try
question?
and get out of this.
What was the question?
What possible leg can you stand on to justify this public indecency in the naked bike ride when children are available to see this kind of thing?
Children aren't
How?
available to see this.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
It happens in major cities, so like London, proper central London. There's always going
And
to be people around.
is there loads of news around it, loads of posters, stuff like that, right?
Well, it's a naked bike ride for thousands of people. Yeah, of course, there's
Yeah,
no news.
loads of publicity around it, so people know where to avoid it, right?
Well, not particularly because you didn't know what it was.
No, I didn't
What
know what
if
it was because I
unknowingly,
didn't know it existed.
unwittingly, you
But
as at a
if
young
I went
age
to
come in?
central London, if I went to central London, I saw loads of posters about a naked bike ride. I would know not to take my cousin there, right?
Does it make it okay though? Still, just because if you don't like it, avoid it. Like you could say that for a lot of things, really.
Yeah, of course. What's wrong with that?
How is that okay? Do you think that dressing up
Well, if you
naked,
don't like something, you can
exposing
avoid it.
yourself
What's wrong with
naked
that?
to people is a good thing?
But what's wrong with that, though? You just said it. What's wrong with that? If you don't like something, you can avoid it. That's fine. You don't have to go.
You're using my points against me now. I see how it is. I see how
I'm
it
not
is.
using your points. You didn't have any points.
Yeah, no, I said the same thing. If you don't like it, avoid it. And then you were like, you swapped the topics. You started using your debating strategies that I'm not educated on, and then all of a sudden everything fell apart. You know, I'm done with this
Go on,
debate.
then.
It's 1 minute 14
Oh,
seconds. We can have it done
why,
with. I
why are you
can't think
walking
of
off?
anything, bruv.
Oh
Wait, wait.
man.
Look, it doesn't matter if you could avoid it or not. It's a stupid way to protest because there's
In
millions of better ways to do it.
in in your opinion.
No, not in my opinion. There's many protests about this protest that say close it, make it stop. Lots of
Yeah.
parental
Guess
organizations
what?
going on, and we're
Guess what?
promoting a really terrible,
Guess
indecent
what?
practice.
Guess what,
What?
Ibrahim? That all
What?
of that is an opinion. It's
An
still an
opinion shared
opinion.
by a lot of people.
A lot of people, yeah, and
Is
the
that an
other
opinion
way
shared
is
by
a
you?
lot of people too.
Do you
It's the
think
opinion shared by a lot of
being
people the
naked?
other way too.
Do you think that being naked is a good idea?
But that doesn't matter. That's not the point of the argument.
No, it is. Yeah, no, it matters
No, it's
because
not.
we're talking about opinions right now.
No, it's
So I
not.
want to hear
No, it's
yours.
not. I was
I want to hear
debating what
yours.
you said about it being indecent for children. But if there's a loads of publicity around it, you know where to avoid it. You don't have to go if you don't want to.
Just because there's publicity doesn't mean anything. I mean, you didn't know about it until I brought it up. So
I
what
didn't know
about
it
those kids that
existed,
didn't know about it?
but if I saw posters about it, I'd know to avoid it, wouldn't I?
Time's up. God damn it. I hate this. I hate everything about this. I hate everything about it.
Oh,
You've
that
bullied
was
me
good.
for the better part of an hour.
That was a good one. That was a
Did
good
you
episode.
did you like this is way better than the last one, isn't it?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I got my fill. Ibrahim, that was fun watching tearing you apart slowly.
Nah. I'm not delusional. I think I won. Can't lie.
Okay, then fine. Yeah, that's
IMO.
cool. That's cool.
What other ones? I was gonna say I was gonna bring in veganism, but I think we should leave that one for salad. But I
Oh,
think
that's
we're
a good
done.
one. That's a good one.
Yeah, veganism is another topic we have to talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we will make it to the second season finale. I think I'm running low on topics though. That's a bit of an issue. We
Cryptozoology, man. Come on.
Yeah, cryptozoology. We've got veganism, monarchy. We've done movies, but that one didn't really end very well. We've got that another idea, so that's four. We're gonna remaster racism. That's five.
Yeah.
Um, we could do that idea where we're gonna remake the first
So
episode again,
if
but
we
that's
want
for
to
another
do,
time.
so what we're gonna do for finale? If you want,
Finale's
we
gonna
could
be
do,
remastering racism.
religion again, but we could get more people in.
No, I don't think that's gonna work. I'll tell you. I'll message you why that won't work.
Ah, cool. Okay.
But yeah,
I got,
that's that. All
I
right.
got to go
Well,
now.
I hope you enjoyed that. Which one? First, last question. Did you enjoy this or the game show more? I need to know.
Um, they're both kind of equal for me.
Good, good, good. That's nice. That's nice. All right. Well,
Fine.
thank you
Okay.
very much for watching. You've been
Yeah,
watching,
thanks.
and thank you for sort of coming along. Any final words? We didn't say any final words.
Ibrahim got torn apart, and he thinks it's okay to expose yourself to children.
Please make that the thumbnail. Like, just do it. Why the hell
Okay.
not? Out of
All right.
context. I think I'll
Okay.
just end by saying, in my opinion, gun control it should be a thing. I do believe iPhones are better than Android. I do believe that the naked bike ride should be illegal. It's absolutely stupid. And yes, I do believe that nuclear weapons should be fully banned. So I was kind of going against myself a lot there. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of
All
you
right.
you you agree same as me, right?
Yeah. Maybe you should have done God. I should have had to argue for God.
Oh God, oh that's a maybe Swapsies part 2 at some point. But for
Yeah. All
now,
right.
thank you very much for watching. You've been watching Infallible. We'll see you next week. Bye for now. I shouldn't say next week. There's no guarantee about that. But
Yeah.
bye for now.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.